All right, Griffin students, welcome to another Fast Forward Friday. Me and Dr. Richardson are here, and we're excited to kind of talk about some of the things that you learned last week during the Funding the Future Live concert that we had with the financial literacy components, which hopefully you paid attention because there was some very valuable information in there, but we'll go over some of that in this lesson. So we have one more week. All right, students, one more week until break. So let's keep putting all of our focus, all of our effort into the schoolwork so we can, do as best we can before break. But as you can see on the slide, one of our focuses for this lesson is going to be a term that, uh, you know, in my mind is very controversial because these days everyone wants instant gratification. Everyone wants something right now. And this term is so important to protect your future, and that's called delayed gratification. All right. And Dr. Richardson is going to start our opening circle.
Yes. So I believe they mentioned this in last week's lesson. That's why we're really touching upon it, because it's something that even though financial and all of that may be something you do in your future, what is important now is that we can all practice delayed gratification. So once you can write this in your journal, or you can do a class discussion on what does delayed gratification mean to you? What does that mean to you? So we're going to give you a few minutes. We'd love for you to pause the video right now and take the time to write it out, to think it through. This is a life-changing value or habit. If you guys could start utilizing this, I promise you, this is something that will help you obtain your goals and things that you want to do. So it's a very important concept. So after you've paused this video, now we're going to, Mr. McCaffrey and I are actually going to share what it means to us. And delayed gratification is challenging. I'm going to be honest with you, it's challenging. And for me, I love to eat sweets. I absolutely love Now Layers candy, all of that. I love it. However, it's not the best for me. So I have decided if I want to, I will not eat it. I say no to myself. And if I treat myself with it later, like I eat some healthy food and I get some healthy food in me, then I might treat myself later to a piece of candy. So that's for me as an example of delayed gratification.
Me, when I have date night, or if I want to treat my roommate or myself to a really good meal, like a steak dinner or something, I know that I have to plan ahead. I got to save extra money or not eat out the previous couple weeks, really, or not spend money on other things. So I know I'm saving my money for that one really good night out where I can get all the food that I want. And that's a really gratifying feeling, especially after like a long week of work, where I can, sit back, relax, and have my favorite meal. I know if I save up for it, then it's going to feel all that better. So that for me, delayed gratification is most right now, current in my life, is mostly related to some food. But I got some other things to save up for students. When you want to save up for a house, you got to cut some corners somewhere. You gotta not spend money on the extra, extra blankets or all the extra snacks at Quick Trip or whatever it is. But if you remember, for the Funding the Future Live, we want to review two terms that we believe are extremely important for the future, because after you graduate high school, you're going to be eligible for credit cards, and you're probably going to get a lot of mail that says, oh, you've been approved for a credit card, and they're going to really push it on you. So again, in your journal or with your class, however your teachers have it set up, in your own words, describe the difference between credit and debit. And teachers, you can pause here, and when we come back, we'll get into that. So, all right, looking at the difference between credit and debit, we'll let Dr. Richardson go over this slide.
Oh, credit can get you into a lot of trouble. I'm going to be honest with you. Like Mr. McCaffrey said, you're going to get all the credit. You're going to get all these. You're like, wow, I can spend money. It's free money. But I am telling you is personal experience. It's hard to pay off credit cards because of the interest. And I'm not going to go into what interest is, but because of the interest, no one ever gives you free money. There is an interest, and it ends up, you may borrow $10 and you might end up owing $15 or $20 for that 10 or something like that. So that's what credit is. You're borrowing money. And debit, it takes, and this is a really good thing. I personally am starting to try to use my debit because I want to pay for it at that time. I don't want to pay for it later. And so I will often use my debit card, and it takes it directly from your checking account. You've paid for it and it's gone, and you won't have to pay interest on your debit card. Whereas with a credit card, you have to pay an interest.
Yeah, there's a big difference between credit and debit, students. And the sooner you can understand that, just so, when it comes up in the future, you kind of have an idea of the difference, the better it is for your financial literacy, which is our objective here today. And that was the point of the concert last week, was to increase your financial literacy. Because again, at Griffin, we want you to be the best you can be, not just in the school, but outside the school. And in both areas, remember the PBIS motto: be here, be ready, be respectful, because that's going to be the case in all areas of life. So we have a short video on delayed gratification, which, as you can see, we wrote definition: putting off what we want now to get something better and better later on. It's key to financial success, and that's so true. Students, financial success does not come easy. You have to educate yourself. So let's watch this little bit of video, and I think we can learn from it.
Imagine a scenario where you can take an Uber to work. Imagine a scenario where you can take a bus every day, or you can take the bus, go on a nice European.
All right, here we go. Can we see the screen, Dr. Richardson?
Yes, we can see the screen.
All right, little mistake.
Imagine a scenario where you can take an Uber to work every day for a month, or you can take the bus but go on a nice European holiday at the end of the month. Which one would you choose? The choice is pretty obvious, isn't it? A trip to Europe is much more appealing than daily Uber rides. However, in real life, we tend to choose immediate pleasure and convenience over long-term goals in the future. We indulge in late-night snacks even though we want to become healthier and fitter. We spend money on useless things rather than saving and investing it. Willpower is a scarce commodity in our society, but it's critical to your financial stability. Delayed gratification is good for your life. Delaying gratification is the action to resist the temptation of immediate pleasure and wait for bigger rewards in the future. It turns out our ability to delay gratification can predict our success in life. In 1972, researchers at Stanford University conducted a famous marshmallow experiment on delayed gratification. The kids in the study had a choice to make. They can either have one marshmallow now or two in 15 minutes. Of course, two marshmallows are better than one, but willpower is needed to get a bigger reward. After all, when you're a kid, 15 minutes is a long wait for your favorite snack. The follow-up study from the experiment suggested that the kids who waited for two marshmallows were performing better in life. They had higher SAT scores and better health. Experiment aside, it's not hard to see how delaying gratification can be beneficial in real life. Resisting the temptation of that juicy burger can help you stick to your diet and become healthier. Avoiding angry outbursts with other people can help you win more friends and build better relationships. Delayed gratification is also critical to your personal finance. Delayed gratification and money. Delaying gratification is the key to money success. First, let's go back to the choice between daily Uber rides and a European holiday. These two things cost about the same, but it's clear that one can contribute more to your happiness. The lesson here is that by delaying gratification, we can save the money we spend on small things every day and use it to purchase something bigger and better. For example, if you cut down the money you spend on coffee shop coffees, you can save up and buy an awesome espresso machine. Then you can make amazing coffee at home and it can save you money for years to come. If you cook more and eat less takeout, you can save the money for a trip or put it towards buying your first home. Delayed gratification is helpful because by saying no to small temptations every day, you are preparing yourself for something bigger and better. Secondly, the most important reason that delayed gratification is great for your money is that money grows with time. Your money is a seed with the potentials to grow. When you put $1 into a savings account, it earns interest for you, and the interest you earn can generate even more interest. So on and so forth, your money grows faster and faster. This is especially true when you invest your money into a diversified portfolio. By delaying gratification, you give your money the time it needs to grow and make you richer. On the other hand, if you spend that $1 instead of investing it, you're missing out on all its future potentials. How to get better at delaying gratification? Many good things in life require us to sacrifice immediate satisfaction. But how do we get better at delaying gratification? Well, here are 3 tips to help you improve your willpower. Tip number 1, optimize your life. Research shows that sufficient sleep, healthy eating, and exercise can help you get better at delaying gratification. All these things make you stronger and healthier and put more fuel into your willpower tank. Tip number 2, focus on your goals. Reminding yourself the goals you're saving for is a great way to improve your willpower. By visualizing achieving your goals, you will find it easier to stick to saving. Tip number 3, surround yourself with people who have good self-control. As social animals, we're heavily affected by others around us. If you hang around with people with poor self-control, you're setting a low bar for yourself. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who are working towards better goals, you will find it easier to say no to temptations. Too much delayed gratification can be bad. While delaying gratification can help us achieve our long-term goals, it's important not to overdo it. For example, if you cut all your expenses and live off of canned beans, you might be saving a lot of money, but you'll also be miserable. After all, the reason we save money is to live a better life, both now and later. Finding a balance between living in the moment and planning for the future is the key to living a great life. If you like this video, I encourage you to smash that like button, and we're always excited to hear you.
All right, students.
Yes.
Show back up. Yes.
Yep. So I hope you guys really learned. That was a pretty good demonstration on the difference between instant gratification and delayed gratification. And the key is balance. And I think that is kind of what we're all striving for, is balance. So we can enjoy now and also have bigger and better things for our futures. So Mr. McCaffrey is going to have some closing questions for you to write in your journals and to process as a group.
Right on, Dr. Richardson. That balance, students, find the balance. So the closing circle questions or journal questions, teachers, because we want to respect the homeroom time and want students want to give you a time to make up some of the missing or late work that we know is out there. We want to get our grades up as high as we can. So real quick, I'll read through them, but teachers, if you want to just kind of pause on the screen, we're not going to answer these. We're just going to have them up here so you can go through them with your kids or have them write or discuss them. So what are some examples and how you can use delayed gratification to help you in school? What are some examples and how delayed gratification can help you reach your goals in or out of school? And what are some financial topics you want taught in school and why? We do want to hear from you, teachers. We'll be talking to your teachers about some of these to get some feedback so we can see what kind of lessons we can do in the future. But we hope everyone has a very safe weekend. Stay healthy, wear your mask, wash your hands, and we'll see everyone back on Monday.
Bye. Have a great weekend.